BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Now, we were talking earlier on about the Usher Art Gallery, and this afternoon we're going to hear from a woman who says she is determined to do all she can to stop the closure of the Usher Art Gallery in Lincoln. Under County Council plans, a lot of the artwork would be taken out of the Usher and put into the Collection Museum. And that would leave space in the Usher to be used by the registration service, to be used as a wedding venue, and also to be used as office space for the coroner's court. The County Council is running a consultation on the proposed changes at the moment. Details on their website. It's not only about the Usher. Other changes include handing Gainsborough Old Hall back to English Heritage and to stop running Ellis Windmill, Borough Marsh Windmill and Alford Windmill. Get other people to come and run those instead. But we'll concentrate on the Usher Art Gallery this afternoon. Jane Riley in the studio, you've started a petition against the changes. How is that going?
It's going very well. I've got over 1,100 signatures, so I'm very pleased indeed.
And why do you not want what they're planning to do to happen?
Well, first of all, the Usher Gallery belongs to the people of Lincoln. James Ward Usher, he had left a bequest of his collections and of, I think it was something like £59,000 to build the Usher Gallery. So it belongs to the people of Lincoln. It's a very beautiful building in its own right. It's a Grade 2 listed building. It's perfect for its purpose, and it needs to continue, I think.
So because of the reason, so this makes it different in your eyes, because of the, I mean, I'm sure you'd probably be against it anyway, but this makes it different because of the reason it exists in the first place. You think they shouldn't be touching it? I
think they shouldn't be touching it at all.
Could you just explain this bit? And I think we know what the answer is, but you'll be able to explain this better. Yeah. Roger in Boston called up. He says, did James Usher leave the gallery to the city or the county? If he left it to the city, why are the county council getting involved? If he left it to the city as an art gallery, then perhaps it should stay as an art gallery. Just explain the difference here in the city and county when it comes to the Usher.
The city council controls the lease. So the city council could say yay or nay about who they lease the building to. The county council leases the building from the city council.
Right, so if the county council have these plans and whatever happens at the end of the consultation, they would still have to go to the city to say this is what we want to do. What do you think of it?
Exactly, yeah. That's why there have been some people commenting on who my petition was addressed to, because I've addressed it to Rick Metcalfe. Some Labour supporters were saying you shouldn't have done that, but that was the reasoning behind that. I've now extended it to please them to have it to Rick Metcalfe and Martin Hill.
But if this change gets the building used more and the art goes next door, so the art is still around, but it's next door in the collection, isn't that just a better use of the space available?
I don't think so. I think there's been a problem with the Usher in recent years. The collection has been built, they've done wonderful things in the collection, but if you visit the collection, nobody points you over the road, directs you over the road to the Usher Gallery. I think initially there were plans to build a bridge. That never happened. And the upshot of all this is that not as many people are going to the Usher. The main entrance has been closed, and I think that's also part of it. If you go up Lindham Hill, there's no signage to say, this is an art gallery, please come and visit. So I think this part of this has been deliberate to run it down and not to call attention to it, not to put. I mean, there was the BP portrait exhibition a few years ago, but I mean, I think more could be done to use the space. There have been buildings that have been. I mean, there've been rooms within the gallery being shut off. There was a back room that was available, no longer is. There was a room that was used for the cafe, which general public don't get access to. There was Sir Francis Hill's coin collection, which is now no longer in there. The watches, James Ward Usher's watches have been removed.
Okay, now just pop your headphones on, because we do have Councillor Nick Worth who's joining us on BBC Radio Lincolnshire as well from Lincolnshire County Council. And Councillor Worth, just you explain, please, what, because a lot of people have signed this petition, and I don't know how many people are filling out your consultation. Some people unhappy with this idea when it comes to the Usher in particular. Why do you want to change?
It's part of review of the whole of our heritage services. So we This is about becoming sustainable over a longer period of time. So at the moment, we have a relatively small budget. Over the next 2 or 3 years, our aim is to get to no cost to the taxpayer, but making the heritage services effectively pay for themselves. So it's about being more commercial in the way we think, doing things differently, but making sure that in 10, 15 years' time, heritage services that we enjoy now are still there and probably better than they are now, so more interactive, more attractive to people that are coming into Lincoln and outside.
So what would you say then to Jane's point, and the point that others have been making, is that this building was left to the city for the purposes of being an art gallery, so you haven't got the right, have you, to change it?
I think one of the issues here, James Usher, when he bequeathed his will, his collection, which on the whole was jewellery and watch, and probably one of the most important collections in the country, probably. But one of the issues we have with it is that the Usher Gallery, because of it's not able to have the right environmental conditions in there, it's an old building, it can't have the right security conditions in there. We haven't been able to display half of his collection for decades now. So his whole will was about allowing public access to his collection, and we're not able to do that because the Usher Gallery cannot hold the right conditions to allow us to do it. Now, I heard Jane briefly mentioning there about the watches have been withdrawn, and that is why they've been withdrawn, because we haven't got the right environmental conditions in there to keep them. And that, with other exhibitions we would like to hold as well, we can do that in the collection because we've got better conditions in there and better security.
Well, there you go, Jane. It's all to do with the conditions in the building, and if they move it to a building that's more modern and can cope with those conditions, you're going to get the things that you want to see on show.
Well, I understand this argument about security, and I understand that there are certain exhibitions that need higher levels of security. They can happen over the road in the collection, and the painting, the other art that is in the permanent collection can be displayed in the Usher. I mean, not all exhibitions. There's a local exhibition happening at the moment that doesn't require those particular conditions, and that can happen. So I think there is still a big role for the Usher, and it does belong to the people of Lincoln. The building was purpose-built as an art gallery, and it needs to stay that way.
And just remind us, Councillor Nickworth, you want to put the registration service in there, coroner's offices in there as well?
The proposal here is potentially putting the registration services and a dedicated coroner's court in there. But I also should make the point that we're also saying there will continue to be public access to art in there, because under our proposal, if you go in for any of those services, a lot of the big paintings in there, you're still going to be able to see those. We're still proposing that we will probably have some flexible space, so one of the large rooms at the back there could potentially still hold art or temporary exhibitions in there. So I think what we're doing as part of this consultation is looking to get people's views, and I welcome Jane's comments because they're all useful to have these comments coming on board.
OK, so Jane, I know people are signing your petition that you've got running, but surely the best thing to do would be to take part in this consultation that's running at the moment.
Yes, I think that's very important to do that. That's one way forward, and that can be you can access that from Lincolnshire County Council's website, but you do it before the 24th of April. But the other thing is that Fiona Hodges is running a campaign called Save Lincolnshire's Usher Gallery campaign, and she has now a website that can be accessed. That gives details of the campaign and future meetings that will take place, and gives also details of other art organisations who are contributing.
Okay. All right, we'll keep us in touch. Let us know how it goes. It'll be interesting to see what happens at the end of the consultation as well. Councillor Nick Worth joining us, and Jane Riley talking about the future of the Usher Gallery. That's just one of the changes that they're talking about with this big change to some of the heritage services that Lincolnshire County Council currently run. 5:22.
BBC Radio Lincolnshire Travel.